And they probably have police friends as well. And they pop fireworks as well. So I have said, put salt on them by doing this video to say they've stolen my insults, they've stolen my compliments, they've stolen everything that's mine. They're rapists and robbers. So I've put salt on the slug. How else can I destroy the monster? They don't know anything about sexual ecstasy. I mean, if they actually did film their sex tapes and sell their sex tapes, that in itself is not going to have anything in comparison to those of us who, it's nothing compared to what God has given God's people for pleasuring my body, for ecstasy. I'm actually better off loving myself in a non-lesbian way, which I'm not. On the surface, I could actually give myself more pleasure than what they do with a single finger. That's how pathetic this is. So they actually make more of a fuss or more of a deal than it actually is. They make sex to be more than it actually is. Oh God, how am I going to destroy the switch? Maybe I should go and explode a bomb in their face. No, better still, maybe I should find, and I wouldn't be cruel to a dog or a cat. Find a stray dog and a cat, put a bomb inside it and then explode it. But I'm not cruel to animals. So she's also accused me of being cruel to my animals. She's done everything to accuse me, and it's lasted for about 9-10 years, in total about nearly 20 years, by the same stalker. So I need help. If I approach my council, they won't help me because they kidnapped my daughter. They seem to blame me for this hostile environment, and yet behind the scenes they're the ones who are creating it, so that they have an excuse why they would remove a child from a loving mother. So it is explicit, it is an organised crime, and it is cruelty against humanity. I'm into this video now for 35 minutes. So how can I take law into my own hands? So what also annoys me is behind the scenes they're saying it serves me right. So A, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, by their aggression and by their arrogance, they made an accusation, prediction, number 1. Number 2, they made that prediction and accusation a reality by using politics. And number 3, they've managed to activate the assault, the attack. So they had that extra support to do it. At the moment, do I feel tempted to woohoo back? No. I will woohoo back when I'm genuinely having fun in the privacy of my own home. At least I think it's private. But I'm guessing that they've put a spy camera up in my loft to add to the torment, to say, we're spying on you, we're watching you. And it was hinted to me too, mother is watching mother. So I cannot have any style, because if I buy something new, she would go and buy something new from the same shop to curse me. If I buy find a mirror and go and look at myself in the mirror, which is something I very rarely do, maybe once a year or something like that, she wouldn't watch me looking at myself in the mirror and curse me and say, "You're ugly, I'm prettier than you," which is totally wacky. It's totally crazy. And they have this power over my home, which is not only are they wanting to burn me alive, burn my home down, they want to control what goes on in my home. And if they feel that it's not bothering me, then they put the music up high whenever it takes their fancy. So it is some type of social experiment and social engineering going on. They wouldn't like it done to them. They wouldn't like it done to them, the bullying that they do to me. So is it a hell house? It's 2 blocks of flats. Maybe they're planning to sell their embryo. Maybe they have sold their embryo. Maybe they already had an abortion. And so they are given more political powers simply for selling their embryo. Maybe that's what it is. And so because they were so jealous and envious that I had been a very good, healthy mother, mentally healthy, with a positive report, they would do anything to make me mentally unhealthy, mentally unstable, frustrate me, provoke me to anger. And when nothing works, then they would want to physically attack me. So it's psychological abuse. There's no empathy, there's no sympathy from anybody in my neighbourhood for losing my daughter, forcefully putting their foot through the door and doing a house arrest nearly 9 years ago, causing my daughter psychological harm. How am I living in a fair and equal society? So, because they probably had, I did hear that somebody called Amy had an abortion in my neighbourhood. So there's several women, and maybe they had sold their embryos or something like that, which gives them that dominion of demons, of demon possession. That means I have to obsess and possess my neighborhood. I have to shout. I have to be the loudest. And I could sense that. I could sense a very foul, dirty spirit coming from them. So it's a straw that would break the camel's back. That they are treated with the most respect in the community, and me having them what they want to do spiritually, if they could, is put me in a box and then put the bed on top of that box and then have sex on top of that bed. That's what they want to do. That's what I mean by this oppressive spirit. That's my experience. Through the element of processing the element of the West, the Wild West. In other words, they're screws. That's the only thing they seem to be good at. Yes! I've just managed to have another dig. So rather than having a heart filled with love, they have a heart filled with hate, or they have a heart filled with the fact that they have everything that takes their fancy. They have the freedom. I'm not against the Wild West and having fun, but at the right time and at the right place. So God has taken that curse and turned the tables around and saying, no, they will be the box that God will put the demons in, as in Ghostbusters. There's something wrong with my neighborhood. And will I have sex on top of their box with a bed on it? No, thank you very much. I don't fancy it. I don't fancy somebody spying on my sex. And that's how I'm mentally abusing them. Had another dig and twist in it. So I don't believe that you have to be a monster to destroy a monster. I just believe that you have to be different, not necessarily difficult.